Hey there, welcome back to houseplants again. My name is Courtney and today we're going to be making a prop box. This is just how I do it, so stay tuned. If you want to do it this way too, these are the supplies that you'll need: perlite, leca, a container with some holes in the lid, moss, and water. Now I'm going to be putting in some black velvet alocasia corms that I found from a repot that I recently did. I will link that video above, but they were super disgusting because I left them for about a week just sitting in a random container. So I decided to rinse them off and then dab them dry, not completely dry, but dab them dry so I could prepare them for the prop box. Next, you want to grab your container. I like the Samla box from IKEA. It's really cheap and convenient to get if you have an IKEA near you. And I do have holes in that lid already, and I use a wood burner to make my holes. Now my first layer with this prop box is going to be using leca. I also get my leca from IKEA. It's about $6, and I'm making sure that the bottom layer is fairly flat because I don't want it to be a really big chunky mix, if that makes sense. Next, I'm adding in perlite as well. I also have an industrial sized bag of perlite, so I'll never run out, and it's a good investment because you will probably use perlite a ton. And then I just shake it up to mix those two together for my bottom layer. Next, I'm adding my sphagnum moss, and I did mix a little bit of perlite into that, and I watered the moss before I put it into the prop box. And you want to make sure you do this and mix it up before you put it in. It just makes it a lot easier and a lot more convenient when you're putting together a prop box or anytime you are using moss. And this layer of moss is not going to be as thin as the previous layers of leca and perlite. It's going to be fairly thick because I want to give the corms, these little baby plants, some room to grow. And now I am flattening everything out so that it is fairly an even landscape, and I'm adding in more water. Now this water is basically going to be sitting at the very bottom of the container, and this is how I pot up a lot of my plants, so I'm doing it this way with my prop box as well. And now I am basically tucking the little plant babies into their moss beds for the next forever, how long I want to leave them in there. I think they will grow fairly quickly because with prop boxes like this, the humidity is really increased more than it is if you just kind of leave them out. And it's a lot more convenient for somebody like me who tends to forget to water or takes a long time to water. So I really enjoy this method, especially because with leca basically wicks up the water from the bottom to the top layer, and that's really what my vision is for this prop box. So really all I will have to do is make sure that the bottom layer is filled up with water, and I don't necessarily have to go out of my way to make sure that the moss is consistently moist, because it will be moist because the leca is wicking up water to the moss. And then all you have to do is put your prop box lid on top and make sure you have holes for proper ventilation. And that's it. This is a super easy and quick way for you to make a prop box. This is just my method. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I just really enjoyed making it this way, and I think it's really easy, really quick, and really efficient. And most of these things, if you have plants, you probably have some of these things or some type of combination of these things. And if you don't, they're fairly inexpensive for you to propagate and have a ton of plants. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.